Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do beer stuff here. You can already kind of see it creeping in off the camera. Yeah, don't have my camera angles all down yet. A little bit of Pariah up in this piece in the form of their Morbid Manor IPA. This be a 6.8% IPA with story time in the back. It says here what you're holding in is our ode to the end of the summer. Going to the beaches as a kid just as the nights began to cool was always a treat. Time spent in arcades, enjoying Thrasher's fries, crabs, haunted houses, all the good stuff. Morbid Manor was always the highlight. Scary, but a total blast. This liquid tribute is brewed with a blend of American and New Zealand hops, presenting a complex mix of citrus, stone fruit, and berry characteristics. Soft on the palate, yet packed with flavor. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we do. It says drink within 90 days, but there is no date on the can as far as I can see. So, it is what it is. But it does come from Pariah, and it came cold packed. So, yeah, how about that? Man, it's been a week. It's been a week. It's been a month. It's been a year. It's been a decade. Good. Life is crazy. It'll come at you fast. But yeah, I actually dig it because, you know, we are in the throes of spooky season. My little light here is a little dimmer than it should be, so I apologize for that. I can turn this little sucker on here too. That helps quite a bit. Come on. There it is. So yeah, there you go. Little Morbid Manor. So I dig on that as far as the beer goes. It just has this nice kind of rich, dense, hazy kind of glow to it. A little bit darker than a typical New England style hazy, but not as dark as like something that would just tip me off to a bit of oxidation, which has been a thing here and there with some Pariah beers. 2 fingers, off-white head, and just that rich, almost like apricot-y juice kind of glow to it. So yeah, it's a good nose. And dare I say, very much a tropical apricot-y kind of mix here. You know, very fruity, very kind of organic kind of fruit, not like an overly sweetened kind of Jamba Juicy thing going on here, or Orange Julius. Very much kind of like a fresh squeeze, undersweetened kind of organic kind of fruit juiciness. Nothing as far as a big precursor to any bittering. And it's just a nice kind of sturdy, but light kind of malt base. It doesn't come off as a brewer sugar kind of beer. It comes off as a malt-based beer. And it really just sings on those fruits, that tangerine, in that tropical fruit. Really very low citrus for this one on me. Let's put it that way. Let's dive in. Cheers, y'all. Yeah, and it really does follow through exactly like that on taste. It does have a nice bittering pop to it. It's like almost like a spicy bittering, like they used. I know they kind of call out the hops here, but it's almost like there's a little bit of kind of either old school West Coast sea hop, Cascadey in there, or there is like almost like an English style hop. It kind of comes off for me. This is American New Zealand, so I assume it's a New Zealand hop that has a little bit of kind of ranky dank coming on that just kind of adds this little bit of spiciness to it. Very much that tangerine, tropical fruit kind of mix, undersweetened across the board, stone fruity to a T, that nice big tropical fruit punch. They talk about berries in here. I can definitely get that portion of the show also. And honestly, it's probably one of the more interesting, one of the more funner hazies I've had as of late, because it doesn't lean heavily into citrus. It's very, very, very minimal for a lot of big hazies not to lean into that citrus. It's almost a given they're going to. More often than not, they're going to. And this one that kind of really lean heavily more tropical fruit and stone fruit for me is a kind of a pleasure to drink. Like I said, that hoppiness has a spiciness to it, a little bit of ranky-dank bittering. Nothing over the top, but it adds a nice balance to that sweetness. And the mouth feels really, really nice. It's honestly almost like the spiciness on the hop kind of makes me think of this as a rye IPA. Look at the can, it's big and red, and it kind of makes me think that also, just because the red kind of signifies kind of rye IPA in my brain for some reason. But all in all, very impactful. Drinks above its weight class of 6.8%, probably pushing into the high 7s as far as impact, at least the way I'm perceiving it. And comes off as really nice, tasty. Not citrus leaning, not the typical, you know, atypical to the kind of hazies that you typically get in New England style. In a very, very, very positive way. I dig this. I think it's quite tasty. And honestly, it's one of the better hazies I've had from Pariah in quite some time. Not that their beers tend to be off. I think there is a bit of an oxidation thing coming from time to time with some of the beers, and this lacks this quite a bit. It's a little bit darker, so it could have a touch of that setting in, but it's not impacting the beer in an overtly negative way. Maybe it's slightly different, a little bit fresher, but the way this can sits now, I think it drinks quite tasty. And honestly, I'm digging it quite a bit. So there you go. Little spooky season. We're going to do a spooky season double header from Pariah. So this will be the first one. They're Morbid Manor. Is it one of the better IPAs I've had as late? Yes. Mount Rushmore said it's probably just falls short of that, but very, very tasty stuff. And a cool cut and a cool expression of hops that I don't typically get, which is probably, or not probably, definitely one of the reasons why I dig it so much. Value availability on it? I actually don't know. Don't really talk pricing with Brian. I haven't had a ton of people comment on their beers as far as what they paid for them, so I'm really curious about what this costs off a shelf. Or, I don't think it's brewery only. I don't think the brewery operates like that. Again, a lot of questions about this, so if anybody has any answers, Brian or anybody else, let me know down there. And leave you guys with, if you like what we like this. If you like your IPAs to skew definite stone fruity, tropical, like again, there's berry components in here that I can definitely see that, people perceiving that and getting that off of those beers. So if you really dig on those hazy IPAs that show something other than big gobs of citrus, not that there's anything wrong with that, it's a fantastic flavor profile, but something like that and aren't afraid of a little bit of bittering to back that up, then you'll definitely dig this. So there you go, reviewing the books. Hopefully you enjoyed. Down there, if you want to talk about it, Pariah. Have you had their beers? Have you had this beer? If you had, please let me know what you thought, what your feelings and vibes are about the old Morbid Manor. And there we go. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of spooky haze right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers, y'all.